Quick question, when did the Roman Empire fall? If you said 476 AD, you're 1,000 years off. While the West collapsed, the other half of Rome kept going, with emperors born in purple rooms, a flamethrower recipe still lost today, and sports riots that burned a capital city. This is the empire your textbook forgot. Here's the twist your history class skipped. When Rome fell in 476 AD, only the western half collapsed. The eastern half just kept going, for another 1,000 years. Think of it like a company closing its old headquarters but thriving from a second office. That second office was Constantinople, and its people never called themselves Byzantines. They called themselves Romans. Byzantine emperors had a strange flex. To be truly royal, you had to be literally born in a special palace room lined with purple stone. They even had a title for it, Porphyrogenitos, born in the purple. It's like a VIP wristband you could only get in the delivery room. Born elsewhere. Even as the emperor's kid, people whispered you didn't quite count. Imagine a flamethrower mounted on a ship, in the year 700. That was Greek fire. It clung to enemy ships, and here's the terrifying part, water made it burn even more. The recipe was a state secret, like the Coca-Cola formula, passed down to only a handful of people. They guarded it so well that when the empire fell, the recipe died with it. To this day, nobody knows exactly what it was. Constantinople had the best home security system in history. 3 layers of walls, a moat, an outer wall, then an inner wall 12 meters high. It's like airport security, clear one checkpoint, and there's another waiting. Attackers tried for 1,000 years. Huns, Arabs, Bulgars, all bounced off. For 10 centuries, those walls were the line between Europe and every army that wanted in. Byzantines were obsessed with chariot racing. Fans split into 2 teams, the blues and the greens, and they made modern football hooligans look polite. In 532 AD, the 2 rival fan clubs teamed up, set the city on fire, and tried to crown a new emperor. Half of Constantinople burned. Emperor Justinian nearly fled, until his wife Theodora basically said, "Stay and fight." He did. 30,000 rioters didn't survive it. Byzantine office politics were next level. There was a rule, an emperor had to be physically whole. So instead of killing a rival, you'd blind him or cut off his nose, instantly disqualifying him from the throne. It's like deactivating someone's badge so they can't enter the building, except, permanent. One emperor even got a golden fake nose and took the throne back anyway. After the riots burned the old cathedral, Justinian built something nobody had seen before, the Hagia Sophia. A dome so massive that visitors said it looked suspended from heaven by a chain. And here's the kicker, they finished it in under 6 years. Some modern airport renovations take longer. For nearly 1,000 years, it stayed the largest cathedral on earth. It's still standing in Istanbul today. So what finally broke the unbreakable walls? A new invention, the cannon. In 1453, the Ottomans rolled up a gun so huge it needed 60 oxen to move. The walls that defeated armies for 1,000 years crumbled in weeks. Legend says someone even left a small gate unlocked. The last emperor charged into the fight and vanished. The Roman story, all of it, was finally over. So next time someone says Rome fell in 476, you've got 1,000 years of comebacks. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe, because next time, we're covering the Mongol Empire, how one man conquered more land in 25 years than Rome did in 400. You won't want to miss it.